Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
My name's Lauren.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Matt.
I'm Ralph.
Hi, I'm Joel.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Aunt Becky.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you guys for stopping by. Where'd I put my coffee?
It was behind the tomatoes the whole time.
We're going on a trip. On the back of the truck, we have some seed potatoes for the neighbor. They haven't needed them up until now, so we're gonna deliver them over to their farm. That wasn't too hard. All we had to do was take the potatoes over and unload it. I don't know what the low temperatures have been for everybody else, but for the next 3 nights, our low is 37 degrees. And when the low temperature is 37 degrees, it makes it quite difficult to sell vegetable plants. One reason why it's so difficult is we have to constantly put our plants away at night because it's too cold to just leave them out, which is why we've resorted to putting a lot of stuff on wagons. That way we can just park it away for the night and then the next day, bring it back out.
As you're where our quad's broken.
I know what you're thinking. Are the Veggie Boys really staking tomatoes? Yes, yes we are. Now, a lot of you guys know we don't normally stake our tomatoes, Since these tomatoes are for sales, we like to put a stake in them, because as you can see, these plants, they're so large that they're starting to fall over. Now, these tomatoes were our earliest planting of tomatoes that we did for sales, which basically means they've been in the greenhouse the longest. So we want to stake them because they're getting to the point where they're too tall and they're going to start falling over. And if we're trying to sell tomato plants to our customers, we want them to look the best they can. So we got to stake them. Here's the best example. These tomato plants are probably the biggest one that we have right now. They are Goliath tomatoes. And as you can see, they're just falling over from getting so top heavy. And maybe it's just me, but if I was buying tomatoes, I don't necessarily want them to look like this. I want them to look straight up, nice and tall. All we needed was a little support. Look at that tomato. Woo! Looks a lot better to me. Check this out. Someone's gonna get a 2-for-1 special on this one. There's 2 tomato plants in there. I think when we were transplanting, someone accidentally put 2 in there. It happens sometimes. And it's not that big of a deal. However, this plant was much drier than the others. I had to give this one a little extra water. It's so dry because there are 2 plants fighting for moisture. So this whole pot is probably just full of roots. This one needs to get taken care of right away. It's just, let's open it up and see. Yeah. Oh, it's not too bad. But yeah, you can see, look how the roots have grown. So now this is just a mashup between the 2 plants. So that's a lot of nice root development. So normally when we would plant this pot, we would take this bottom and we'd break it up so that the roots can continue growing down. Put it right back in the pot. I could probably just separate them, but I don't want to tear those roots all apart. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. He was yelling at you. How does that make you feel?
Like I'm home. I don't know where to put them. The problem is if we put them out on the tables, it's gonna be frost tonight and frost tomorrow night, so everything has to be put away. I guess I'll leave them on the wagon so we can back the wagon in the shop. I don't know what else to do with them.
And the problem is people are here wanting to buy tomatoes. If we put them all out, it's easier for them to find the varieties. It's just such a tricky spot to be in because we don't want our plants to get ruined, but we also want the customers to be able to pick them up. Yeah, it's just about 10:30 here this morning. I want to get started watering. We have a lot of plants to water in these greenhouses. When it comes to vegetable plants, we have 3 separate greenhouses that we need to take care of. Aunt Rhonda handles watering all of the flowers. And since the greenhouses are spread so far, it's kind of a water pressure issue when you water everything at once. So that's why I water in the morning, and then a lot of the flowers get watered midday into early afternoon. It gets pretty tricky. We don't want water sitting on the leaves of our plants all night because that leads to a lot of disease. So we want to try and get watered as early as possible. And believe me, that gets quite difficult when it's in the 90s, even 100 degrees outside. These greenhouses dry out fast.
I figured out what I was going to do with the tomatoes. I'm going to leave them on the wagon. We can put them away tonight.
I just got done watering over in the greenhouse, so I came over here. We're getting our kennel set up for our new broiler chickens that are coming in. We have 200 peeps ordered, so we're not 100% sure if that's what we're gonna get, but that's what we're hoping for.
Turn the nut to the right, Joel, to the right.
I'm working on it.
I'm in jail.
You're a champion, you know that? I work.
We had a problem with cats getting to our chickens last year. The cats caused a lot of damage. So what we're gonna be doing is setting up this dog kennel, and then we're gonna be putting a tarp over the top, making sure that nothing can get in here.
I'm putting them on the right way, not backwards like somebody else is doing. I haven't had the problem of things being done backwards in a year.
I'm back to work now, baby. Where does this go?
Yep.
He just needs to twist it sometimes, you know?
Thank you, Ralphie.
You're not welcome.
The orange baler twine is not stronger than the blue. This is going to be that the lefty tied this area, and everyone's going to hate me for it. Hey! Oh, hey! What are you doing? Oh, that's Dusty! A string caught
We just got the tarp put on our little chicken pen here. Well, yeah, it looks pretty nice. This is actually where Joel's gonna live. We've got the sawdust in, we've got the protection over the top. And all we have to do is hook up our watering system and get our feeders in here, and we're ready for the chicks.
Is this the first time we ever got the pen done before the chicks got here? Because normally they show up and we're like, oh, gotta build that quick.
We just got finished with lunch and we put our heat lamps in here for the chicks. We wanted to get the sawdust warmed up, so we're all good to go when they get here. We just got home with the cattle trailer. We picked up 5 belted Galloways from the neighbor's farm. Normally, when we bring animals from other farms, we'll kind of keep them secluded, but we know the farm these animals came from, they do a really good job at taking care of them.
That adds some color to the herd.
They came right off the truck and went running down over the hill into the pasture. They look good out there. We just sat here for a few minutes looking down over the hill at the cows, just making sure they didn't try and break through the fence. The place where we got them from had a nice fence, so we didn't expect them to do that, but you can never be too sure.
All right, Andy, I'm heading up. I'm going to go feed horses.
It is not near time to start closing up for the day. However, that cold front is moving in, and it's definitely not gonna get any warmer today, so we're closing things up. I just love our cole crops. You can just put them out here and stop worrying about them. I can give you guys an example of how we know it's too cold in the greenhouses. We have these giant vents on the back side of the greenhouse, and if I open it up, you can see we have a fan in there. If either of the fans on this side or at the front of the greenhouse are open, that means the greenhouse is trying to get rid of the excess heat that is inside. So if they're always closed, that means it's trying to keep the warmth in. So they've been closed basically all day, and rather than leaving the door open and letting the heat out, we want to close everything up. Ooh. What? Fancy. We're getting ready to close up the farm market for tonight, but before we do that, we have to go through and check because Dad is going to the wholesaler tomorrow. That means we have to make sure that we have enough produce till the next time that he goes to the wholesaler. We try and keep everything as fresh as possible, so it's always important to go through your inventory. I can't believe there was a time that we thought this cooler was too big for us. Now it's almost too small.
Hey guys, I'm leaving. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
There must be something wrong with him today.
I'm drinking with my left, don't worry.
It's gonna be 37 degrees tonight, so part of closing up the farm market is putting the plants that will be affected by the cold underneath the farm market's roof. Back over under on to your right. We're gonna go over there. So tonight it's gonna get down to 37 degrees, and then for the next 2 nights it's gonna be down to 37 degrees. We have this cold front that's coming right in on top of us. It's causing a lot of problems. So everything that could be affected, we moved under the porch. And the wagon load of tomatoes, we're gonna put that over into the shop. Keep coming back just like that. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Before I head up for the night, I just wanna check all the greenhouses again to make sure everything's closed up. There's my sweatshirt I lost earlier. Good thing I came down. Well, we should be good for tonight. What's going on in here? I'm supposed to have everything closed up and there's people leaving the doors open.
We saw a couple dry spots we were just touching up before we closed up for the night. We didn't want to water too much because it's cloudy and we don't like our plants to be wet overnight because that makes disease and gives problems.
All right, Grammy. What are we having for dinner tonight?
Barbecue chicken.
Where's my pants? Daniel, I need my pants!
We got barbecue chicken, some cauliflower, asparagus, and we even got some homemade mac and cheese.
I'm really hungry.
Oh, you're still here. And you haven't subscribed yet.
Ho ho! That's a good one, Daniel!
All right, everyone, we're about to sit down for dinner, so this is where we're gonna end the video tonight. I wanna thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.